everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft and thank you for watching my tutorial today. This is number 7 of my gift bag week. So this is my last project. I have thoroughly enjoyed making all these gift bags this week and I've received some really lovely messages across all of my social media. So thank you everybody, it's really nice to know that you're enjoying the projects and I'm able to inspire you all. So that's what makes doing all this fun. So this one is another nice big bucket style bag, very straightforward to make, but I think it's got quite a wow factor. There are similar bags around. This isn't something new, but it's I think in terms of the size, I don't think there's many this big because I've joined 2 pieces of A4 card together. So a lot of them are just done with one piece of 12 by 12 or one piece of A4, whereas this I've used 2 big pieces of card. So the measurements of the base itself, because obviously the base is actually this here, so it's 8 by 3.5 if I remember correctly. No, 8 by 3, sorry. So you've really got a nice size there. But then obviously it does kind of like what's the word I'm looking for, curve out, and it's you know, it's quite rounded, so you could get like quite a few other pieces in there, and the plant would work quite nice as well. Obviously the pot itself would be quite small, but then all the foliage and stuff would fit nicely in there, so you can see how big it is. You can close this completely flat if you wanted to have it like that, so there is a different option, but I've kept it so it is like a shopper bag. I've finished it with my Stampin' Up! Falling Flowers. I've done some nice little, a little cluster there, and then I just hand stamped before I put it all together the leaf at the bottom there, which I thought worked really nice against this creamy off-white colour card. So that one is that. So let's crack on and make it. So I'm going to be using some orange tones today. Let me just, I'll pop that one down on the floor for now. So yeah, so this is the stamp set that I've used. I've used it for a few projects this week. This is the Falling Flowers by Stampin' Up. So along the bottom here is where I stamped with this leaf here, and I just went along and just hand stamped all of that. So if you do want to crack on and do that now. The card I've used is A4, so it's standard. Usually 11 5/8 or 11 3/4, so whatever yours is, don't worry, because it just means you might have a slightly thinner tab, but it will still work. And what you want to do is on one of the pieces along the 11 and whatever it is that you've got, you want to score one at 11 1/4 of an inch, and then one at 11 inches. Okay, sorry, it should measure 8 1/4. Yeah. But yeah, so one of them score at 11 and one score at 11 1/4, and then you can just go along and hand stamp up to that score line your design that you want to do. You might already have pre-designed paper, so that's fine. So you need 2 pieces of those, and then you need, right, this one here, then you need this one here, which is your base. So this measures 6 by 11. And then you need 2 strips for your handles, and these measure 1 inch by 11 inches. Okay, so keep your base piece, because I've already just mentioned the scoring for the bigger pieces, so keep your base, and all you're going to be doing here, just make sure I'm in view there, yeah, so you're going to be scoring at 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. Just rotate 1.5 like so. Oh, almost went off then. There we go. Okay, so you can get rid of your scoreboard and grab my bone tool, and you just want to burnish all those edges, and we're just going to make a standard box. So really straightforward box. So if you know what you're doing here, then you can just skip on to the next piece. Okay, where did I put my scissors? Everything covered up. There we go. So all you want to do, so I've got the thinner side facing me, is just cut down those 2 score lines like so. So you've got 2 tabs, and rotate the whole thing, and again just like so. There we go. Now I've been using it more and more. I've been using this Pritt stick, and I don't know if you have this brand. Is it Maped? And it's brilliant. Usually I'm not a fan of any kind of these kind of Pritt stick style glue sticks, but this one is so good. It is becoming a new favourite of mine, and it's obviously very quick, and it's not as messy as some of the tacky glues and stuff which kind of ooze out everywhere, and it dries pretty quick. So the rest of it's all in Chinese, but the brand there itself. So yeah, if you can get hold of it, then do. I get this from Walmart, and it was probably about 70p, so maybe it was like $1. So really, really cheap. So I'm going to be using that today. Okay, so just putting some glue onto the end of the tabs then, and you just want to fold them in and stick against the side there. So you get a nice flush box. And just do that on all 4 of your corners. Okay, so that is your just straightforward base of your card. So already when we add the card around the outside, you're going to get a nice reinforced, strong base to your bag. So it will hold some nice bits and pieces. So what you want to do now is grab your 2 big pieces of card that you would have already stamped. And again, just to remind you, so along one of the 11 and 5/8 or 3/4 of an inch sides, you're going to score it at 11 inches, and then the other one you're going to score at 11 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so it just gives you that extra to wrap it around that base. So what you want to do is which one was it? So the one with the smaller tab is the one that you want to leave. You want it to be on this right hand side of where I am. So we're going to stick first of all the larger tab and the other piece of card on top of each other. So I'll just put a rough piece of card here. And the good thing about this glue as well is that it does move around as well, like the tacky glues. However, it's just really cheap. That's why I liked it. I like it when you can find inexpensive things that work just as well as expensive things. So just line that up with that score line until you get a nice straight seam, like so. Okay, so what I've done along the top, whilst we've got it all flat before we put it together, when you put your handles on, you want to make sure obviously they're in the centre and looking nice and even. So just get yourself a little pen and a ruler, and whilst you've got it lying flat, you just want to measure in. So from this seam here, you want to measure in 2.5 inches and just put a little marker like I have there, and then again from this seam in, just put another 2.5 marker. Then when we come to put it together, we know that we're going to be putting our tabs over the top of those markers, so you won't see them. And you want to do again the same on the other side, so 2.5 inches in on both sides. Okay, and then also what you want to do on the bottom is, with the base here, just sit it in between so it's centered of that gap there. If you can either do it by eye, or if you want to measure out 1.5 inches from each side. Okay, actually we need to turn this over like so. So it'll be from this one here. So from that score line, not the end cut line, from the score line, you just want to measure out 1.5 inches and just put a little marker. And all this will do, just help you when you come to put it all together, because we're going to stick, did I do that right? Yeah, 1.5 and 1.5, because basically that will then first of all stick down in that centre place there, and then we can start sticking up all the other sides. It just means that you get it nice, these creases on the end, on the sides, you get them, if I just show you on here, you get them exactly in the same place, okay, because you don't want to be off, slightly off when you come to sticking it all down. which is what we can go on to doing now. So you've got it turned this way up. What you want to do is apply some glue to the base. So you want to start with one of the sides first of all. So I'm just going to whack a load of this glue on the side of here. Like I said, it is best to do this with tacky glue. If you're using like red tape, something like that, unless you're really confident, because once you've stuck it down, obviously that's it, you can't move it. Whereas with the loose glues, you can move them around a bit. So now I just want to line this up so it's completely flush with the bottom of the card, the orange card, and just within those two little markers. You can see there, so it's nice and flush. Okay, if I just turn that around and just grab my bone tool and just spend a little bit of time just making sure it's completely stuck. You don't want any bits that aren't stuck down, because this is what is holding all your bag together. So you need to just spend a bit of time just making sure it is completely stuck. Okay. And then we want to put some glue again now along one of the sides here. It doesn't matter which side you go on, but I'm going to go on my right hand side. I'd love to know what was your favourite bag I done. So pop it in the comments or leave a message on my Facebook page, Mixed Up Craft. And I know I've had a few more followers recently this week. So if you haven't and you'd like to, then come along. It's a nice little space, and I'm very active on it. So just glue that all up. Put a bit on the bottom of that one so I can make sure it's stuck. Okay, and then all you want to do, you don't want to put any crease, you don't want to score or nothing, you just want to naturally lift it and turn it. And as you're doing so, make sure you line that perfectly up with the bottom of that orange card. And again, it's going to be a bit like rolly now, but that's how you want it to be. Just again, make sure it's all stuck down. Excuse me. Again, I'm going to let mine just set for a minute. Okay, and then you want to pop your glue now along this piece. If you want to pop the glue all along the bottom of the orange card, you can do it that way. However, I just found by doing it that way, if you didn't stick it all down properly, you just kind of got yourself in a bit of a mess, and sometimes the glue might dry if you're spending too much time. So I just found this way, it's a little bit fiddly, but you get a better result. So let's see how you get on. Okay, and then just turn it over onto the other side, and again, I'll do it that way so you can see. You just want to follow it down, making sure it's corner to corner, it's all nice and flush. And again, then just get inside there and make sure it's all stuck. So you can see now I've got a nice side crease exactly on the side of that bag, so it makes it nice and even. The card I use is from a wholesale place in Shanghai that I picked up. So again, unfortunately, it's unbranded, but these kind of things make their way to the West and become branded, so companies buy them. So I need to be doing a bit of research, I think, seeing if I can find any ones that I think are the same, because this has got almost like a leather look about it. It's like embossed with like a leather print, so it's quite a cool design, and it's a nice card as well. Okay, so now just down to the final side here. So you want to first of all fold down the side with the tab. Just again put some more glue. Okay. Just hold that one in place for a bit, because it's going to have quite a lot of tension on it, so it's going to naturally want to keep pulling itself up. So just hold that down. Okay, and then what you want to do is put glue on the other bit of that last exposed bit of the card, the white card, and then all the way along this seam. Again, if you want to put red tape on this bit now, you can do if you need to, but this glue that I've got is very strong. Okay, and then bring that one down. Line mine down flat because I need to put a bit of pressure on it. And then just line up that score line at the end of your card. If you put it on your side, you probably get a bit of a better, you can make sure it's all nice and flat. Let's see what I'm doing there, just following all the way down that score line, just so you can see on the side there. Nice finish, and it's super neat, really nice, strong bag. So this does dry quick, this glue I've got, so it's already pretty set, but I'm going to just let it kind of do its thing and get itself all nice and set. So what you can do while you're doing that is make your little details for the front. So I've just die cut just open up my one here. So I used one of this one here to make this big flower at the back. The leaf there is these two of those, and then I stamped this one, the small one, and then the tiny one, and then two of this one here. So again, it just gives you like a nice, almost like a little brooch or something. Again, you can go crazy, you can decorate this entirely how you like. If you've already got printed paper, then you might not do that. You might do just a simple name tag or something. So grab your handles, and while that's kind of all still setting, you just basically now, where we put those markers earlier, you're going to lie about an inch. Was it an inch that I done? Yeah, so about an inch down like so, and you're just going to stick them so they're kind of in the middle of that marker that I done earlier, like so, and then that one is going to sit over there. Okay, so I'm just going to, about an inch in, just put some of my glue like so, make sure it's completely covered. Yeah. Put this first one in place just so you can see. I'll just hold it because it's not going to be there. And then what you want to do is, so it's completely flat, all facing you, with your thumb looking up, keep your thumb facing up, and then you want to stick that one there. So you're going to get in, make sure it's nice and straight, because the bag is curved, the handle will naturally sit there as well, and you want to stick that one down. You want to do that on both sides. Okay, so there it is, all stuck down, and it's so nice and it's so strong. As you're doing it now, you'll start to feel it all and think, God, yeah, that's a really, really nice bag. And inside it's quite pleasing on the eye as well, with that lovely kind of colour block of the white against the orange there as well. So all I'm going to do now is just stick this one on. Another thing I wanted to mention is I've got I'll be putting all of these projects together in one big blog, so I'll share all of the YouTube together there, and I've also got my Pinterest page, Mixed Up Craft, so I have all of my gift bags on there as well, so you can save them all into one place if you obviously want them for future reference. And like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Like my Facebook page, and I've got a lot more of these like week focus, is that the right thing? Focus weeks, sorry. So it's been gift bags this week. I've got other things I don't want to say because I want them to say a surprise, but I have got many, my planner is packed full of ideas. So if you did like them and you are interested, then please subscribe and follow. And there you go. It's nice and finished. Let me just move all this out of the way, grab my other one, and there you have it. I'm super pleased with these two, try and get them all in view there, beautiful bucket bags. So I hope you did like it. Please hit the like button if you did, and as I just mentioned, please subscribe to the channel. But thank you to everybody that has tuned in this week to watch my gift bag week. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and thank you all for watching. Bye!